Let's get him, man. See, y'all, that practice with Jacob that I just had. again. See, I'm smart. Play this smart, bro.
Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video today, we're going to be breaking down how to win solo squads in Season 6 of Fortnite Battle Royale. This is something I get questioned on a lot. A lot of people always want to know, how do I win a solo squads game? Because it's kind of looked at as the most challenging thing you could possibly do in a public Fortnite match, win a solo squads game. Because honestly, it is pretty difficult, especially now with how good the average Fortnite player is, to be able to consistently kill enough, 1v3, 1v4 team fights to actually win a solo squads game. It's difficult, I'm going to be honest. So hopefully this gameplay breakdown video will help you guys achieve that. And I would recommend anybody that considers yourself an average or above average player to at least give solo squads 1 or 2 tries. You may not win, like I said, it is difficult, but solo squads is going to tell you more about yourself as a Fortnite player than just our regular solos or duos or team-based squads game ever.
You're not into that tilted,
bitch. It really points out what you're good at and what you're bad at. Once we get into the breakdown of this gameplay, you can see we're starting off in Tilted Towers like almost all of my gameplays do. We have 2 kills already, but I didn't feel the need to talk about them because they're so simple. But what you're seeing right here is me making good use of these rooftops and Tilted Towers, which are just oh so good for getting natural high ground. And as you can see here, I'm about to make really quick work of this team of 3, one of which was a Skull Trooper, so he's probably at least a decent player. And one of the good things about that fight, took absolutely no damage. I don't even think I had a bullet shot at me the entire time. So if you're going tilted, these rooftops of natural high ground just give you so much advantage in fights. This guy made really, really weak. I want to keep putting the pressure on him because I don't want him to be able to get away inside of one of these buildings and heal up. Unfortunately, I get my kill stolen pretty much directly by that trap, so that's unfortunate. But that actually wasn't the guy I made weak. As you can see, that's him. And luckily, since it was his trap, it didn't heal him, if that makes any sense. So we're actually going to skip ahead a little bit here. I was just minding my own business over by blue, mining up some wood, when suddenly I get shot. Now, luckily I took a decent amount of damage from that, but these guys clearly aren't the best players in the world. If they were really good players, they'd be ram rushing me like maniacs right now, but they make a bad play and give me the opportunity to not only get high ground and head glitch this ramp,
I didn't even see him.
To heal up back to almost full health, 137 instead of 150. I actually get shot from my side there, which is a little concerning. I don't know if that guy's on his own, part of another team or part of this team, but I definitely have to be careful about him going forward for the rest of this fight. Luckily, I'm able to already easily get high ground on this guy that clearly doesn't know how to build very well, and it's an easy finish of him and his teammate. Now, that means that that guy shooting at me is clearly on another team, which you're going to see me fighting over here. Now, this is shaping up to be a bit of an awkward fight since it's all occurring right around this building. I don't know how many members this team has, so I want to get high ground and quickly scout, and luckily I'm able to get a kill on a guy with no shield on him, so that was a nice little fortunate turn in that fight. And you guys can't see it because you can't hear footsteps in this gameplay, but basically what I'm hearing here is that there's only one guy left, and it's clearly that guy. I put that trap there just so I can ensure that he's not going to be able to come out the front of the house, so I can mainly focus on the other exits now. And what I'm basically doing is just playing a little cat and mouse game with this guy. He builds here. I think he's trying to block me off, maybe. I see it. I'm making sure to protect myself while I push him so he can't land a quick shotgun shot. I try to make an edit play, but kind of failed here and end up just not even doing it because he drops down and it's a fairly easy kill. So another 2-man team. Things are kind of going pretty well so far. I'm not running into, like 4-man teams in a straight up fight. Just using high ground, just using positioning, all things that are crucial for playing solo squads. So now, as you can see, we start off this next fight with a snipe right to the body, which obviously hurts. And now we're only topping out at 125 health. Again, this is another team that doesn't seem that great. They're not playing super aggressive on me. And I get another lucky break there by getting a trap kill on someone who clearly didn't see me place that trap about 30 seconds ago. He dies for it, and I come down here looking for maximum many, but he clearly had none. So I'm not sure what's up with that. And bam, a little bit of a crazy snipe to end up the fight. And, you know, maybe luck, but I'll say it's skill because this is pretty good. So now we're jumping again ahead about 2 minutes into the game, where I'm fighting another team inside of the game. It's pretty crazy. We're already down to 15 people left, and I literally have not set foot outside of the towers the entire time. Now, this is another kind of awkward fight since it sounds like there's 2 or 3 people running around inside this relatively small building, so I'm a little concerned about that, but luckily this guy just kind of gets a drop on him, and it's another team that clearly isn't comprised of the greatest players in the world. This guy actually makes a pretty smart play here, shockwaving away, but I want to make sure to chase him, just like how I chased that guy in the last fight, so he can't heal up or turtle or simply run away. I want to finish him because I'm not sure where the other teammate is. I don't want him getting off a miracle revive 20 seconds later, but I'm basically just staying in the general area of the down bodies, waiting for this third guy to show himself. And he does. He doesn't build. I don't even think he sees me. I hit 2 pretty low damage shots, but finish it off for the easy 3v1 team wipe. And I think the big takeaway from that fight was simply the fact that I took 0 damage. I think a mistake a lot of people would have made is saw that they weren't that great of a team and just pushed them straight on, head-on, shotgun fight only, no building or using high ground. And yeah, you'll probably end up getting the 3v1, but you would have taken 70, 80 damage in the process. But if you played it smart like I did, I took 0 damage. So the next fight's a great example of going back to third party. I made sure to not land on the ground level of the fight, but instead on a nice position of high ground that people clearly aren't expecting to be shot from, as I'm able to get 2 kills right off the rip without not actually noticed at all, because I was in such a good position. And now we have this last guy. I hear his footsteps. He kind of runs himself into the corner, and that is probably the easiest 3-man kill you will ever see. And it shows the advantage of starting the fight. I get 3 kills and the loot of about 6 bodies, it looks like, without again taking a single point of damage, being shot at all, or simply being tested to any extent in that fight. So now we are moving on to the final fight of this video. It's a 4v1, but it's a very, very odd 4v1, and you're going to see what I mean as this unfolds. It starts off with this guy getting high ground via a porta-fort. I think he jump padded or something. I think I briefly saw the umbrella at the end there. But yeah, he was an easy kill as I simply shot him out from the 1 floor piece he was placing, and it was easy pickings from there. And then here's his teammate, which I anticipate because I'm expecting this to be a 1v4. And just like you've seen a few times, I make the guy really weak. I make sure to constantly apply pressure to him. I don't want him turtling. I don't want him healing up. I don't want him hiding in this house. I want him to be in my sights at all times. Even if he's getting high ground over me, I know it's only 1 or 2 bullets and he's dead. And as you can see, that's exactly what I do. And now I'm basically just waiting for the last 2 teams. And I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. I go to full kill their boy because I want to make them even more chaotic. But what you're basically going to see is I'm going to need to cut ahead here because for about 30 seconds, these guys don't show themselves at all. They pretty much just let their 2 friends die. So now we're moving into the final fight of this video, and lucky for us, due to the disorganization of this team, it is a 2v1 instead of what could have easily been a 4v1. Now, even though it's a 2v1, it's a bit of an awkward 2v1 for 2 reasons. First off, I just can't seem to locate this other player. I hear him shooting, but I can't find him. I suspect he's on the other house, not this guy that's directly shooting at me, but if you saw, there was a structure to the left right in front of me on this other house, but I can't confirm it because I simply don't see the guy. And second off, this guy's sitting in a really nice head glitch on a point of natural high ground, so it would be a difficult and awkward thing to push, especially due to the fact that if I ramp rush this guy on the right house and this other guy is sitting somewhere on the left house, I'd be exposed from two different directions. It'd be a bit of an awkward situation. So my plan here is to try to get a snipe. And you're going to see I narrowly missed him about 3 times. It was a really frustrating experience to say the least. And a smart play you can be making here is using metal ramps and walls instead of wood ramps and walls. I'm actually going to get really good cover for almost the entire fight, simply because I'm putting up these walls and they're fully building. And if you guys have ever tried to shoot out a fully built metal wall or ramp, you would know how much health those things really have. But now I'm starting to get a little more aggressive since this other guy is showing himself. I'm not going to wait all day. And what you're actually going to see here in a few seconds is I find him because he was shooting out the base of my ramp with this other guy. I see him right here. He's out in the open in the general area where I thought he was. And it ends up me making him weak. And now I know he's going to retreat. So I have a chance to finally hit a snipe. I missed all the ones on the guy just standing still. But of course, when he tries to jump off, that's when I finally hit one. I had to wait. I knew it was going to be an easy finish. I know this last one he also has is fairly weak. I think I hit him with 2 or 3 shots. I catch him here in a few seconds trying to run up on my own build structure. And as you guys will see, it is an easy finish for the win. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you watched the entire thing, be sure to leave me a comment down in the comment section below. Have you guys ever attempted to win a solo squad match before, ever in your Fortnite career? Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and do whatever the heck you want. And I will catch you guys next time.
The Santa Fe has been named an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. Plus, some pretty sick moves. Now, get an all-new 2019 Santa Fe starting at $25,980. Find a Santa Fe near you. BuyHyundai.com.
Hey, what is going on, guys? This video today is inspired by something I saw that Nick Merckx did along the same lines, where he made a video on how to use conditioning as a Fortnite player. I think this is one of the most underrated aspects to becoming a great Fortnite player, and I've definitely touched on it a few times in past videos. I didn't really love the format of his video. He basically just did like a 25-minute live comp of the game, but obviously not every single skill is going to involve positioning. So what I decided to do instead was basically clip together about 5 different fights where I feel that my positioning was the most important thing that led me to winning the gunfight or team fight or whatever it ended up being. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get right into it. Alright guys, so this first fight's going to start near Dusty Divot, and I spot around 1 or 2 players out in the open. As I start jump kiting to them, I realize that the first good aspect of positioning I make here is to go behind the last player. I see the storm come in, I know if I get behind the last player, no one's going to shoot me in the back. I'll have an opportunity like you see here to take a guy out without him knowing where I'm coming from, and basically having no opportunity to reaction build. Now, these guys are on a nice area of high ground, but my teammates are distracting them from the low ground. So what I do is get a different angle here, push up when they're not expecting it, and basically kill that Zoe before she even knows what hit her because she was focusing on my teammates. Now here, this is about to be a little build off, but we shot each other down. This guy makes a bad positioning, so you can see here by tilting to the bottom and giving up any highs down here and left, which led me to an easy shotgun shot in the back to kill him. Now I hear this last guy over here. This really has nothing to do with positioning. I know I downed that guy there. I expect him to be reviving, and that's exactly what he was doing. Now I'm going to skip ahead here in a few seconds because immediately after we win this fight, we get pushed by another team as you see I'm being shot in here. So I heal up, and now this guy runs out to the open. I have a nice head glitch, so that's an easy kill. As you see, my teammates are positioned really nicely on that mountain, that natural high ground. So what I want to do high ground. I get into a bit of a scary shotgun fight here. Not the smartest play in the world to jump down, but he shot me down, so really no choice about what I could have done there. And now what you're going to notice is that there's one guy left and he's running away. Now, in a perfect world, we should have double pushed this guy. But the reason why I'm making what may seem like a bad positioning play here, like chilling back and not really pushing with my teammate, leaving him in a one-on-one, is because I don't want to leave or go too far away from my older teammate down. I want to be close enough to where if he calls out that someone's pushing him or hears footsteps, I'm in a position to still save him and make sure he doesn't get full kill. So I'm still going to do my best to help my other teammate as much as possible in this fight, and eventually do wrap up the kill here and wrap up the overall double team wipe. So moving on to the second clip here, we're going to be starting off on one of the tallest mountains in the game, and you better bet I'm going to use this. Because natural high ground is one of the most important things when it comes to positioning, and it's so much better than build high ground. Build high ground can be shot down, but natural high ground, you'll be able to stay there until you get killed or pushed off the natural high ground by another team. So I'm going to scale down the mountain, maybe get an angle, and I see this guy here who I'm going to drop for an easy kill because he obviously wasn't expecting the high ground there. I'm going to drop down to get the full kill because I'm not feeling great about Matt. He's a team fight, but he doesn't provide very many for me. So I'm going to move on. What we're about to see here in a few seconds is utter chaos. There's something like 2 or 3 teams that are going to be fighting each other in the middle of this valley. So I want to get kills, so I need to be aggressive, but I don't want to push right into the middle of the chaos. What you're going to see me doing this entire time is basically staying on the outskirts and behind the last man. If you stay behind the last man in a team fight, you'll never be able to be shot from the back, unless it's from another team, which no one could have predicted shooting you. I'm getting some picks here by guys that obviously aren't even looking at me. And what I'm doing here is making sure that no one's hiding under the little structure that's going to pop out and shoot. This guy, what I do is a basic high ground ramp rush, one shotgun shot, and that's all she wrote. Another full team wipe without even taking a single point of damage. This next clip is one that, ironically enough, starts with me in some pretty bad positioning. And it's not really my fault, because I'm pushing a team, and maybe even multiple teams based on what I'm seeing here, that is at a point of natural high ground, which we just discussed. You see this little mountain hill thing here? It makes it tough even when I'm building for me to get high ground on them without directly pushing at them. Now, normally, if you're just going for a win, this may be a situation that in general you want to avoid, but obviously, based on my kill counter, I'm going for a high kill game, so I want to kill as many of these guys as possible. So even though I don't have high ground, this doesn't mean that I still can't do a decent amount of damage. I'm putting myself at a little side angle where even though they have high ground, it's still really easy for me to put down and hit shots on them, and for them, it's not that crazy where they have a super high ground where they're going to be able to hit everything. Another important thing to note here is the storm. These guys are going to have to move. We're counting down at about 25 seconds here. They're going to need to make some kind of move. They can't camp in this little port-a-port area forever, so I basically have them trapped against the storm, and I'm using the storm edge as almost the second player on my team. I have a nice view over this hill. I know I'm not really going to get flanked because it's so out in the open, and they can't go super deep into the storm to where I won't be able to see them. So I'm just staying on this little area of high ground, even though it isn't even high ground compared to the port-a-port, and putting down whatever shots I can. Now the storm is starting to come in, and I'm actually going to go out here in a second and push because I thought I killed everyone, and I wanted to get to the loot before the storm did. What you're going to notice is that there are still 2 people left camping here for whatever reason. This guy at this tree that I only killed because I hear him and then it got the drop on me. One pump right in. And then now I'm going to make a really smart play here. I know there's a teammate here. I hear the teammate. So I'm going to wait out this quarter until it's like a game of chicken. Either he runs out of the storm or I do. It ends up being him. Easy 2 shotgun shots and a kill. So moving on to the next clip here. Another clip that I think does a really good job of how to position yourself around teammates to really help you guys win overall team fights. I get this jump pad here, but I'm not going to go right. I see who he's fighting against, and I do a good job of taking a side angle here. Now, this guy doesn't seem to be a lot of math. And now I see these other guys running open in the valley, so I want to push this guy and take control of his base, because I know if I can do that, I'll be able to shoot the other guys in the open from multiple different angles, one in front and one from behind with my teammate. So my teammate calls out here that this guy unders well, so I come down and finish him with one shot, and now, like I said, I'm at his base, this guy's being shot from multiple angles, and there's nothing he can do about it. And just like the first clip, another full team rushing us here. So we're already really weak, and I'm about to get absolutely cracked here in a second. So what I'm going to do is make the smart play, and even though this really has nothing to do with positioning, hide up in this little cube, heal up, and the guys are going to still find me. And what you're going to see is actually pretty funny here in a few seconds, as like 2 or 3 different people are just running on top of my little cube. If they would have just looked down, I would have been dead. But sometimes you need luck to be good in Fortnite. So what me and my friend did is yes, that is an important part of positioning. Once you get high ground, do not give it up for anything. We're going to stay up top, and even though we're together and not shooting from different angles, we're still going to be doing just due to the fact that we're shooting looking down. That means two people are trying to shoot me out, but because I have high ground, down there a little bit. See, me and Buster is pretty much in the same cube at this point, but staying on high ground, making sure to not give it up for anything, and we know that eventually these guys are going to make a mistake, as this guy does here, tries to ramp up to high ground, but because there's multiple of us up here, he doesn't know he's going after, and it's pretty much an easy kill. So once we have this first down, I believe at this point we're just making sure, as these guys try to run away to high ground, them from multiple different high ground areas, multiple different angles, and making their life really difficult to get away from us and re-engage. So that is an example of how to position and use high ground to wipe another team. So our final clip here is going to start really high in the air in the remnants of a build battle. I'm going to kill this guy here in a second, basically one of the teams we just fought. I'm going to see this guy here on the ground. I should kill him, but I choked some shots. I'm going to make a really smart play to get high ground. I'm going to bounce past this other mountain. He's running away expecting me to be on the old mountain, but because I made that play, easy pickings and easy finish on a guy that was already now, I know he's here. He was in the storm. I hear the footsteps, and I see him, like the last guy, on much lower low ground than the high ground that I am. Now, I don't want to go down from this high ground, but because the storm is pushing me out and that team is tilted is shooting at me, I need to make a play on this guy so I can forget about him and start worrying about the other team. I do a good job of riding the storm edge, getting behind him. I don't know what he does right here, but I put 2 star shots in him, and that's all she does. Like, leave a comment, subscribe if you want, and
That was
After I
dumb.
went through a second round of chemotherapy for my ovarian cancer.
Hey, what is going on, guys? The video I have for you today is basically going to be titled something along the lines of 5 mistakes that you may be making in Fortnite. This video has been created basically by hours and hours of watching my less than great friends play Fortnite, who I would consider to be about average players at the game, and really dissecting their gameplay firsthand and trying to identify 5 different mistakes that they make on a pretty regular game-to-game basis that, if eliminated from their game and just in general improved in their gameplay, could make them considerably better Fortnite players. So it's my hope that you guys out there that don't consider yourselves very good Fortnite players, or even you guys out there that consider yourselves the top of the top, will find these mistakes in your gameplay and be able to correct them, therefore making all of you better Fortnite players. So let's get right into it with mistake number 1, which is overbuilding when you don't need to / bad resource management. So I have this little saying that I try to adhere to when I'm playing Fortnite, and I'm trying to teach to you guys that I know a few of you guys have found amusing. You don't need to build the Taj Mahal to kill a bad player who can't build anything more than a basic 1x1 with a ramp attached to it. We're at a very interesting amount of materials available in a game-to-game basis, basically by a few different patches, most notably lowering the amount of materials found in llamas, and also lowering the floor materials that you find on the ground from 30 to 20. What this means is that now this tip to not overbuild on bad players is more important than ever because the value of materials is at an all-time high. What I mean by this is that materials basically work as an economy in a Fortnite game. If you're using 300 materials to kill every player you run across because, you saw your favorite YouTubers building really fast and really high into the sky with 10 sensitivity, you're basically going to be operating at a material negative every time you get a kill. If you use 300 materials to kill a guy maybe right off the rip of the game as soon as you leave your town, and he only drops 150 materials, you basically ended up losing by getting that kill.
Come on, let me jump, bro.
On the flip side of things, if you're an efficient player that knows to not waste materials, knows to not overbuild on guys that don't need overbuilding to kill, and you're only using maybe 60 to 100 materials to kill a guy, and he drops, 150, 200, well, now you're gaining materials from that kill. And what that leads to is that when you run into the people that you actually do need to build battle against, and you do need to use, 300 to 500 materials to kill them, if you've been efficient with your materials and you're turning 100 materials into 200 by killing people, well, then those last, 3 to 5 kills you got where you ended up gaining considerable material will basically pay for the build battle where you had to use 3 to 500. So being able to not overbuild on players that don't deserve it and manage your materials, especially at this point in the Fortnite meta, is more important than ever, and you're going to need to incorporate it in your game if you're going to want to consistently be getting high kill wins in Fortnite. Tip number 2 is an interesting one, and it may sound kind of like it's going against tip number 1, but trust me, it isn't. And tip number 2 is basically not trusting your accuracy too much and being able to build and block shots, especially in shotgun fights. This is probably the problem on this list that I fall victim to more than anyone else. I'm going to give you a potential scenario that I run into all the time that gets me killed, and you guys can try to see if you maybe have that issue in your game. So I'll just be walking through an open field, I'll see a guy opening a chest or just chilling in the middle of nowhere. He doesn't seem like the best player in the world, so I should approach the fight carefully. But I build, maybe 2 or 3 ramps, a few walls along the way to get a slight high ground advantage against the guy. He doesn't turn to me. I think it's going to be the easiest kill in the world. So I basically just jump down and trust my shotgun accuracy to kill this guy. And, maybe I can approach these at a 60 because, shotguns are pretty overwhelming now. And, oh my god, he does a 180 degree. He's in face with a heavy shotgun. And now I'm back in the lobby and dead. If that's something that happens to you, you have a problem with your game. And honestly, talking when you're playing Fortnite, especially for close-range shotgun fights. Any given shot could do 9, and any given shot with a heavy shotgun at least could do 190. So you could be in a fight where you are just absolutely outplaying a guy's life. You land 3 shotgun shots before he even lands 1. But if your 3 are 9s and his 1 is a 190, well then you're going to lose that fight 9.9 out of 10 times. And the way to prevent this is by not over-trusting your accuracy no matter how good you think this is. Even if you're someone that wins something ridiculous like 75 to 80% fair shotgun fights, if you're getting into 5 to 6 fair shotgun fights every game, where your opponent has pretty much a fair chance of killing you, and you have a fair chance of killing him, then those numbers are eventually going to catch up. That's known as the Oslo point flip. No matter how hot you're eventually, if you give it enough opportunities, that 20% is going to hit, and you're going to die. So you want to build in the middle of shotgun fights, jump in the middle of shotgun fights. Do whatever you can so you're not relying on your accuracy in your shotgun fight. In long-range AR fights, don't just stand out in the open to a guy who's out in the open as well. Because if he can melt you down and kill you before you have a chance to react. You gotta build, don't overbuild, but at the same time, don't underbuild and overtrust your accuracy. Tip number 3 is in Fortnite. You get 5 spots, so it's as important as ever to really prioritize and know what you want to be carrying in those 5 spots. And the specific issue I see in bad or new players here is not correctly prioritizing shields over healing when it comes to those inventory spots. So when I'm trying to win, I personally believe the best 5 inventory loadout in the game is AR, double shotgun, 2 spots for healing. And those 2 spots for healing I would rank as this. Number 1, minis. Number 2, chug jug. Number 3, big shields. Number 4, medkit. Number 5, slurp juice. And a distant number 6 are just your regular old band-aids. Now, you guys may be questioning, why is the chug jug number 2? You know, it's super rare. It's super awesome to be able to get 100 shield and 100 health on command. But the issue with the chug jug is it's basically not viable in the middle of fights. I talk on this channel so much that one good thing that players do so much to become top players is taking timeouts in fights to heal and re-engage when they're looking bad or in any kind of bad situation in a fight. That's not possible if you have a chug jug for 2 reasons. One, the obvious one, with a 15-second heal time, your opponents pretty much have 15 seconds to find you. And if they're any kind of skilled at the game, they'll be able to. And number 2, the chug jug makes a very distinct noise. You guys probably all know what I'm talking about if you played this game for any amount of time. That makes it so easy to, 1, identify that you're using a chug, and 2, identify where you are. So you want to really follow this ranking in your 2 healing spots. I see so many people carrying things like med kits over big shields or minis because they're thinking, all right, I'll use 1 healing spot for shield, 1 healing spot for health. But the thing is, if you're a good player and you can consistently stay at 100 shield, you should never even really be letting your green health deteriorate below 100, because anytime you get cracked, you know, you go from 100 shield to 10, you should take a timeout, get high ground, heal up, and then re-engage in the fight. So it's really important to prioritize those 2 healing spots, get stacked, make sure you're carrying 2 healing spots if you're really trying to win, and that's one way that you can really improve as a Fortnite player that not many lower tier players know about. Tip number 4 deals with one of my golden rules of Fortnite, and it's probably the tip on here that I repeat to my less than great Fortnite playing friends more than anything else on this list. And that is, if you have a building and the enemy has a building that's higher than you, do not push their building until you're either on equal footing as them or preferably have high ground over them. I see this all the time. There'll be a team in like a 4-high building, you know, maybe a 1x1, maybe something a little more, and my friend will be on like a 2 or 3-high 1x1, and he'll just try when they're even looking at him sometimes to just floor piece over to their building, expecting them to just let him pass with no problem. This is such an easy kill. You're basically a sitting duck for 2 reasons. Number 1, you have your building out because you're continually placing floor pieces, while they, since they have high ground, are obviously going to have their weapons out because they don't need to build because they already have high ground. And number 2, the issue is they could easily just shoot you out. You know, I know you're only 2 high or 3 high, so you won't take any small damage, but if they shoot you out, you're now in a worse position than you were 5 to 10 seconds ago when you were floor piecing over, because now instead of only being, you know, 1 level lower than them, well, now you're maybe 3 or 4 levels lower than them, and you are an absolute sitting duck on the ground while they're about 4 levels high. So you never want to floor piece or just in general push over to an opponent equal level with them. That's why when I see people like hiding in a box, maybe reviving in a box, when I'm playing here, I'm not just going to run up to their level and gamble that there's not going to be, you know, 3 or 4 of them in there.
I have to get my challenge done.
They're going to kill me. I'm going to use maybe 2 or 3 ramps to get 1 or 2 levels of high ground, floor piece over, and then shoot at them from the high ground, because it's so much easier to shoot down at people than it is to shoot up at people. It's a fundamental thing you're going to have to understand to become a great Fortnite player. final tip, I want to be a quick one because there's not too much to it and this video is running a little long. Do not be over scared of the storm in Fortnite. Please, if you have a team trapped in the storm, I think it's like an OCD thing because I had a problem with it when I was first playing the game. If you have 100 health, I always feel like are like really wanting to keep that pristine, good-looking 100 health. Give up opportunities to trap a team in the storm by staying in it just because they don't want to drop from 100 health to like 93 or 94 because 100 being full health just looks so much cleaner than, you know, having a little slice taken out from your health. So I know it may sound stupid, but if you gotta go in the safe zone and edge camp them. Take your 5, 10, or 15 health, stay in the storm, because what a good team will do if you try to storm camp them is you'll see they're doing it, they know they're only getting 1 damage taken out. They're gonna go around a mountain or a river or something else, get out of the storm when you're still waiting, like the high ground and kill your whole team. So it's much smarter to just go in there and finish the job yourself inside the storm. Do not be overreachful. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope these tips will help you out in your game, no matter your skill level in Fortnite. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.
Don't give me no time to heal, boy. Damn, that's tough.
Ron Bouchard's Chrysler Dodge Ram.
At Ron Bouchard's Auto Stores, we've been putting family first.
Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video today, we're going to be going over the truth about accuracy gaming and just gun skill in general.
I'll be right back, guys. Yo, I'm back, guys. I'm the king of Tilted, bitch. I'm the king of retail, nigga. Hit your shots, brother.
Which is obviously a product of having good aim, is undeniably incredibly important. And I think that for the most part, the majority of Fortnite players are able to recognize this. It's a major reason why guys like Nick Merckx can be top-tier players without having anywhere near top-tier building skills. And that's not a slight towards him at all. Even he would admit that that is definitely true. Because of this, I see a huge amount of desire from the Fortnite community to find ways to practice and improve accuracy. I believe that this desire has led to some pretty inaccurate and maybe even somewhat misleading theories centered around improving in-game accuracy. So today we're going to be fully examining the fact and fiction behind improving gun skill in Fortnite Battle Royale. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so the first thing I want to discuss in this video today are aiming drills, which I've seen popping up a lot recently, especially on console. Many people believe that aiming drills or aim trainers, you know, they go by a bunch of different names, are a surefire way to keep your aim in Fortnite. You never see what I'm referring to, from going to the playground mode and shooting at a wide array of enemies. That wall, plans, as a set of custom-built accuracy training courses built with their own materials. People use these inanimate objects and courses to practice things like jump shots, flick shots, or just improving accuracy in general. I'm not gonna lie, it really does sound like a pretty good idea in theory, but these aim trainers are definitely very flawed in nature, especially on console Fortnite. So on PC, aim trainers for the most part get overwhelmingly positive reviews. You'll see new players using them, medium skilled players using them, and even pro players using them as a way to either warm up, improve aim, or just get used to some new gaming mouse that they just recently bought. And that's specifically where I've heard they're most useful. If you're like a console player transitioning over PC Fortnite, it can be a real big change to go from a controller to a gaming mouse. So a lot of PC players will recommend aim training
Meat. Where's Meat at? Maggie. Sorry, Maggie. You're out of here. McClaw. McClaw, you're out.
That's all yours?
You're out,
That
McClaw.
means he's dead.
You're out, McClaw.
McClaw!
He's out.
Or accuracy courses as a way to really understand how gaming houses function and just as a way to get used to the new equipment that you're going to be using on PC. Now, on console Fortnite, it's a different story for one major reason, and that is what is probably the biggest difference between PC and console Fortnite: auto-aim. PC Fortnite does not have auto-aim in any form, mainly due to the fact that you can be so accurate with the mouse that auto-aim in a lot of cases would actually hurt you and prevent you from being as precise as possible. On console Fortnite, auto-aim is turned on by default, and I would definitely recommend that everyone keeps it on at all times, because just in general, it's going to help you be more accurate. But the hidden negative effect here, as it deals with aim trainers, is the fact that when you're shooting at inanimate objects on console Fortnite, you are obviously not going to get aim assist. Aim assist only registers when you're moving your crosshair onto actual moving players. I'm just going to step back for a second and explain the general workings of aim assist in case you guys don't know how it works. The gist of how aim assist works on console Fortnite is it basically makes your crosshairs sticky to some extent. As soon as you get those crosshairs somewhat near an enemy player, the game will do its best to lock onto that opponent and stay on that opponent for as long as possible. Now, if your aim isn't great, it can only really help you so much, but for any of you guys doubting the importance of aim assist, just try turning it off for like a game or two, and I'm sure you'll change your mind pretty quickly. So, as I was saying previously, this is why
I'm gonna take aim assist off, and then try to play for the rest of the night without aim assist. Actually, no, that might mess me out.
On these inanimate objects that you're going to be shooting at the entire time, I guess you can learn like some of the general muscle memory of jump shotting and flick shotting, but it's going to be an entirely different ball game when you actually hop into a real Fortnite game with opponents, and now you're getting aim assist on every flick shot or jump shot you try, when you just practice for 3 or 4 hours straight without getting any aim assist on the fences or corn husks or trees that you were shooting at, and it's going to be an entirely different experience, and to some extent, I think you're almost hurting yourself by doing these.
That should have been my kill, Kevin. Gosh, come on. Get Kevin in there.
Certain things. As I was preparing to make this video, I actually thought of a great comparison to how I view the negative effects of aim trainers on console Fortnite. When I was growing up playing baseball, there was this